Hello, my name is Nancy. I'm one of 4 kids. Growing up, we had everything we needed, but we only had one parent. This is a story of my incredible single mother and the sacrifices she made that I will never, ever forget. Our house was never quiet. I mean, with 4 kids running around, how could it be? It was a constant symphony of laughter, arguments over toys, and the slam of a screen door. There was just so much life in that little house. But even as a kid, I noticed a certain kind of silence, too. The silence of a second car that never pulled into the driveway. The silence of an empty chair at the head of the dinner table. Our mother was our sun, and our whole world revolved around her. So the day our father left, it felt like our world was thrown into darkness. It was up to our mom to somehow become the sun, the moon, and all the stars for us, all by herself. How did she do it? I don't think I'll ever truly understand the weight she must have carried. Her days didn't begin with a gentle alarm. They began with the immediate reality of 4 hungry mouths to feed. She worked as a cleaner in the mornings and a waitress in the evenings. I can still smell the faint scent of bleach on her hands when she'd come home just in time to tuck us in. For her, sacrifice wasn't some big dramatic thing. It was 1,000 small daily surrenders. It was the worn-out soles of her only pair of work shoes. It was the nights she'd tell us she already ate, just so there was enough for us to have seconds. It was darning our socks instead of buying new ones, and celebrating birthdays with a homemade cake that was definitely more love than flour. She'd come home, exhausted to her bones, but her day wasn't over. She would sit with us at the kitchen table, her eyes heavy but her voice so patient, as she helped with fractions and spelling words. She taught us to do our own laundry and pack our own lunches, not because she didn't want to help, but because she was teaching us to be independent. Looking back, I realized these weren't just chores. They were lessons in survival. She was raising 4 kids, but she was also working a 3rd shift, the unseen, unpaid, and unending shift of just being a mom. In the middle of all that chaos and exhaustion, there was this quiet, unshakable force in our home, my mother's faith. It wasn't loud or preachy. It was in the worn pages of her Bible on the nightstand. It was in those quiet moments I'd catch her, head bowed in prayer, before the sun even thought about coming up. She taught us that while her paycheck put food on the table, it was God who truly provided. When the fridge was nearly empty or a bill was overdue, she would just say, "Don't you worry, God will see us through." And you know what? He always did. Her faith was the bedrock that kept our family from crumbling. It was like she had the ultimate co-parent in our home, filling the gaps her own tired hands couldn't. She showed us that trusting God wasn't a last resort. It was always the first step. For years, it felt like we were just treading water, trying to keep our heads up. Then one day, a thick envelope arrived in the mail. It was an acceptance letter to a state university for my older brother. I remember my mom holding it with trembling hands, tears just streaming down her face. It wasn't just a letter. It was validation. It was the first tangible proof that her sacrifice was paying off, that all the skipped meals, the sleepless nights, and the endless work had led to something real. Something more. That single piece of paper represented a future she had fought so hard to give us. A door opening to a world beyond the one she had been able to provide. In that moment, it wasn't just my brother's success. It was a win for our entire family. My mother's story is one of pure courage and unwavering faith. As a single mother raising 4 children, she carried a weight that would have crushed most people. But because of her, we learned that being raised by a single mom didn't mean we were lacking anything. It just meant we were being shaped by a woman who depended completely on God and taught her kids to do the same. All four of us went on to build successful lives and have families of our own. But her true legacy isn't what we do for a living. It's the love, resilience, and faith she poured into us. It's the way we show up for each other, the importance we place on family, and the quiet faith that still guides us today. Mom, if you're watching this, I don't know if I'll ever find the right words to thank you. You gave us everything, especially in those moments when you had nothing left to give. Everything I am, everything I've achieved, and everything I still hope to be is a reflection of your love as a mom. Thank you for being our rock, our provider, and our hero. My mother's story is such a powerful reminder that when a mother holds on to her faith, even the hardest times can be turned into something beautiful. Her life proves that faith can carry a family through any struggle, and that God's hand is in every single moment. If my story touched your heart, please share it with a strong mother you know to remind her that she is seen and so appreciated. And remember, God is always there. I hope you will connect to this family of believers and share your story, because it just might be the one that saves someone. I thank Freedom from Darkness to Deliverance for giving me this chance to share with you.